Hi, everybody. We're here in the garden. As you can hear, we have people getting water from the ice maker, but that's only briefly, and then we will get on with the show. And welcome to the first of the 7 days leading up to this equinox. And I'm going to tell you how this came about, and I'll repeat this, I'm sure, later. But I was sitting there and I got a message and it said, go talk to Hogarth. So I wandered out to see Hogarth. And Hogarth is my tree. And Hogarth said, this is a very special spring equinox because for one, it comes the day after a new moon. And for two, he said, you just need to get your people ready for it. We need to get some anticipation and get ready for it. So I started looking at things and I thought, well, I'll just throw a little something together and throw a little thing together. And so then it got to be, I'm throwing something together every day. It'll probably be every day about 2:00. I'll send out the notices in case I do something. I can't imagine doing it earlier, but because I do have shows at 1:00 on Tuesday, and I believe I have someone scheduled for next Thursday. But this coming Tuesday, I will be doing another psychic profile. So enjoy it while you can. And I will tell you what the vision I had sitting at home in my own little thing. We're on day 7 of preparing for spring equinox. We're approaching the spring equinox. It's a time for powerful and simple ritual. It starts with clearing the garden. Just as new seeds cannot take root until the old leaves are cleared away, or they get shallow roots because they're really seeding into the leaves, we need to release what's no longer serving us and in our lives. The days leading up to the equinox beckon us to embrace and transform all the opportunities and let go of the past. Take this moment today to refresh your own physical and energetic space. And I'll tell you what I did after I typed all this up. I went over and I have a red couch in my office and it's on the way to the outdoor trash. But the only way we can get the stewards to take away the outdoor trash is if the boxes are cut up. So my family I don't think an Amazon bus truck can get by here without dropping something off. They throw all their boxes. So I literally live looking at an avalanche of boxes. And I said, no, we're going to clear that out. So this morning, that's the first thing I did was I cleared those boxes up, cut them up, flattened them out so little guys could take them away, dragged them out all by myself. My kids picking on me. And I got it outside. The other thing I did today that was fun, that was rejuvenating, was 51 years ago today, right about this time, I was giving birth to my first child. And I had brunch with Sean today. And we talked about things, and it's kind of fun. And I really enjoyed it. And so I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a really good mood. But I want us all to take a moment now to refresh both our physical and our own energetic space. This doesn't have to be a daunting task. Simply open a window, light a candle, tidy up one corner of your home. That's what I did. I tidied up that corner of my home, or move a crystal or two around in place. And this is the first day. I've envisioned in crystals each day. You'll see them in the little footnote, the little thumbnail that comes with these. And today, the crystal is smoky quartz. And it literally is symbolic of what we're doing. We're moving from the darkness into the light. And this is a time for us to reflect on that. So if you have some smoky quartz, you don't have to have smoky quartz like this piece. This is an extremely rare piece that's got both the smoke and the light in one piece. But if you want smoky quartz, that's a good one. Any other dark piece will do. This is shungite. anything, this is for your first day, and we're going to have a crystal a day, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the crystals. During this process, I want you to pause and reflect on this thought. And this is my thought for the day. What am I ready to release and make room for new growth? And for me, this whole process of having 7 days before the equinox is a totally new process. And this morning I woke up and said, I'm going to invent a reading to go along with this. So I will show you the reading. And for those of you who are members, not subscribers, but who are members, I'm going to send out a little tape to you explaining all the ins and outs of this reading, because it's when I laid the reading on, I went, whoa, that's really pretty good. You can get rid of an outdated habit, a persistent worry, or simply the heaviness that winter's brought. And I realize for some of you in the Midwest, you're about to get another winter blast. Sorry about that. But by the 20th, it should be over. And if you resonate with crystals, start working with smoky quartz, black tourmaline. These stones help ground and transmute negative energies we may be feeling. So think of today as a gentle sweeping of your own inner garden, that little part inside yourself that you want to blossom. Now embrace the simplicity of clearing your space and recognize that spring is coming full of opportunity and potential. And I'm going to show you, Christy, I was talking about you at breakfast this morning. I was explaining to my son about your house. I'm going to show you the reading I came up with for this. And this is just wonderful. I was so happy this came out so well. I just laid out 7 cards. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let me, and I took some notes when I laid this out for us because I want to be able to, I had to document it so that I could send it out to y'all. When y'all get it, you're going to get something that looks like this. It's just a printout. It tells you how to read these cards. Okay. 1, this is the first day. What needs to be released so new growth can become? And what we need to do is release our own magician. And this is the fairy cards from Radley Valentine's. And he says, you can do anything. Just take charge of your life and you can manifest what you want. And isn't that a beautiful magician? Isn't he gorgeous? And he's hot on the trail. When you're clearing your garden, that's what you're doing. You're releasing energy so that your true magician self can come through. Day 2 is seeds of intention, the new possibilities that you're ready to plant. And we're ready to plant a new kind of prosperity. This is the Ace of Winter, and I realize she's also the Ace of Pentacles. And what are you ready to plant? Don't be deterred by the challenges along your way. It's important to communicate clearly and accountably. Amazing new ideas are coming towards you. So that's the second card of this reading. So that's the second day. The third day is awakening energy. And who are we waking up? The Queen of Summer. That's what's beginning to arise in all of us. Listen to your heart. Intuitive insights that will come to you. Taking care of others, and perhaps you've been taking care of others too much. Now it's time to spend on yourself. That's the day 3. That's the third energy. This is the fourth energy in this reading. Balance of light and shadow. And this is the 3 of spring, and that's like the 3 of cups. What balance do you need in your life? You need to plan your next steps with your eye for the long term. With patience, there's more good things to come your way. Satisfaction can form from all that can be done. So that's right now, that's your balance of light and shadow. 5, lessons, the lesson we learned in this last winter. And it was we have to rely on ourselves. What wisdom from the past season supports you now? Trusting your own intuition, careful reflection by taking action, insights that come through meditation. She's a beautiful high priestess. And that's true. With the lessons from this last period, and it's looked bleak, and it looks bleak right now, I know. But listen to your own intuition. I really feel like things are getting better because we're beginning to understand and feel the gratefulness of all that's going around me. And then 6 is vision of your path ahead and what direction should you take. Go to the Empress, and we know who the Empress is. Take time to take your own action. Your power to be creative, success that allows you to have all that life can offer you. That's if you do this, if you vision that for yourself. Don't say, oh, well, this didn't work and that didn't work. Vision the things that you want and don't worry about them not working, and don't fall back into all mind patterns. And the 7th day, and this is the day before spring starts. What may blossom in the time of the summer solstice? And it's spring solstice, spring equinox. Reward yourself with all your hard work. Be happily and successfully self-employed, cherishing the things that you can control. And this is the 9 of Pentacles. That would be, in a traditional deck, that would be the woman standing in the garden with the coins. So we go from becoming our own magician to cherishing the insights we've gained from making it through the darkness, to all these prosperity cards and planning and prosperity and intuition and dealing with ourselves. And I really hope that helps enlighten you. Like I said, the stone for this day is I have too many pieces of paper. Today is Clear the Garden. Today, for all of you, I hope you can clear your garden. You can find some little spot to take some time out and realize what you can let go of and what you want to commit to letting go of. And each day, today starts with clearing the garden. Tomorrow, we start to plant our seeds of intention. And I'll give you a heads up. The stone for tomorrow is green aventurine, which is a wonderful, wonderful stone. I'm going to have, the one thing I have that's made out of green aventurine is I have a set of runes from green aventurine, and I'm going to try and read some runes, try something new, try something different for y'all. Okay, Catherine, where do you find membership information? If you go to my website, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can subscribe, and then there's a thing called join. And I think it's like $2 a month and you join. And I'm going to start sending more special little pieces of insight out on my membership information. And because those people have been there, some of those people have been there a long time. And they're ready to have some stuff happen. And the 3rd day of being in the garden is awakening of your elements. And that's when you plant your seeds and you see how it kind of lays out in front of you and how you can make it work. And if you look at my thumbnails, I made a different thumbnail for each day. And in the center of the image is the crystal we'll be working with. And tomorrow it'll be green aventurine or moss agate. Moss agate's another one we can grow from. And if you, once my shows are out there, they're out there. You can see them. I don't hide that part behind a paywall. Does anybody else have a question about what we're kind of doing here? We're going to have 7 days together. Hi, Vicki Howell. We're going to have 7 days together to... Oh, I'll go. Okay. It's $7.99 monthly. Oh, dear. Let me go find out about that. YouTube does things to us that we don't know. I'll take care of it, Catherine. But in order to get the detailed descriptions, because I'm going to have reading, I'm going to have insights into the crystals I'm using for this. And, we'll just go from there. I've got all the crystals here. I sat down and from the time I got told 2 days ago that I had to do this. And the other thing that's cool, and I'm going to take a picture of it. I didn't get a picture of him this morning. Hogarth is blooming. He's not just putting out green sprouts, my tree. He's actually blooming. I've never seen him bloom before. So I'm hoping if I get out there this afternoon, I can get a picture of him blooming. And does anybody else have a question? Hello, Rossi. For those of you who are wondering, this is sort of like a 9 candles thing, except we're doing 7 days. And we're going to have a crystal for each day. We're going to have a reading for how things work for each of those days. And I will be alone on every one of these days except for the 19th. The 19th is a new moon, and I'm doing that with Dorothy. And on Tuesday, I have a psychic profile first. And at the end of the psychic profile, I'm going to go into the 7 days of building up to this. I really think this equinox is really, really important. I really, really think it is. And I really look forward to working with you, helping you. Catherine, the other thing you could do, Catherine, is if you will buy me a cup of coffee, just go over there. And I know you can do that for as low as $2. You just type in buy me a cup of coffee in the search engine and then say crystal directions. It'll take you right to it. And if you do buy me a cup of coffee to help donate towards my channel, it gives me a 60 seconds to send you a particular oracle card. I read from a certain deck for that. And I pull an oracle card and I read it for you and I say, hi. So that's my way of paying people back who buy me a cup of coffee. The reason I went to buy me a cup of coffee to get around YouTube is every month YouTube takes more and more and more of our money. It snowed in Washington State. Someone manifested being able to work from home. Very good, Christy. Yeah, there's going to be a lot. Apparently, I heard today that this weekend a lot of things going to blow through. It's only going to be cold one day here. But north of me, apparently, y'all are going to get hit again. And you have my heartfelt sympathies because that's why I live in Texas. As weird as Texas is. So let's see. What else have I got going? I've got this today. I've got day 2 tomorrow, where we think about sowing our seeds of intention. And then I've got balance of light and shadow. And sometimes when we plan our intentions, we need to think about, what am I really sitting? And then we've got the lessons that we learned in this winter. And boy, have we been going through a winter of our discontent. And then visions for our path ahead. And then we're going to close it out with the garden, visioning our garden in bloom. And I did restart. I have one of those big grow gardens that you put next to your kitchen. And I did replant all my herbs. They all died when I was sick. And I've got new herbs growing, and I've got new lettuces growing. And it's inside my house, so it doesn't matter what happens outside. And it's just kind of where I am. I'm feeling really good about things. And Linda Bishop lives on some ley lines. That's fun. And this is the time when you can go out and stand on the ley lines and you can actually feel the energy just thrumming through them, just vroom, vroom, vroom. Also, Linda, you're going to want to watch on the 23rd of March. I will have Tim Walter, who's the house healer from England that I work with. He's a dowser. He just finished his book. It's really good. It's about how to develop a spiritual growth plan through dowsing. And he's very, very knowledgeable. You know, in England, all you do is hold your pendulum up as something here. I mean, they say if you dig down 10 feet anywhere in England, you're into old history. So, and where he lives up in Yorkshire, which is interesting stuff. And anyway, Tim will be here. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not in my description. It's the buy, just type in buy me a cup of coffee. That's how I find them. And please, if you're thinking about supporting me, please, because we're just at that point. This is the month that's my heavy duty month. This is when I pay for all my internet, my website service, my Shopify, all of those things that make my channel run all come due on this month. And this has been a tough month. Tim's book's on Amazon. It's not on Kindle, but it is in a hardback book, and he says it's been distributed in America. He sent me a PDF copy of it, and I've really enjoyed reading it. Tim's got some, because Tim started in, to tell you the sort of twisted trails we take to get to where we are. Tim started his getting into this by recording, and he was a video editor, and he worked for corporate clients. He did like corporate meetings and, you know, distributed stuff. And he met a guy, and hi Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow, and he was timming. He taped Hamish. He taped Hamish, the guy that was the first dowser that I saw a lot. And he followed him all over the world. And that's how he got into dowsing. And he was not expecting to find he wasn't expecting to find what he found. And he now lives in a place called Night Rose up in the Yorkshire country. And it's beautiful. Yeah, but okay. Some of the clearing out, when you hear trees snap and fall and branches fall off and stuff, that's part of the earth clearing itself out. So I hope it doesn't fall on your house, but you know, if you don't clear your trees out. I used to go to church with a man who was a tree surgeon, and he used to explain to me, if you look at a tree, it looks like a lung. It really does look like lungs. And he said, you have to keep it trimmed, because if the branches get too tight inside, it can't breathe inside itself and it'll die from the inside out. And he came to my house, and I had a huge old tree in this yard that it's a house I bought. And he came in and he trimmed up that tree. And the next winter, we had a horrible ice storm. And all my neighbors actually lost trees. I mean, their whole tree fell over. My trees withstood it because the tree was balanced. So, I mean, we need to be kind to our plant friends too. And let's see. Mother Nature is spring cleaning. That's true. And I hope the rest of you will join me for the next 6 days after this is the first. And yep. water dowsing is a big deal. Water dowsing's huge. Matter of fact, if you go on my website, I have a folder that's full of things you can download. And in that is a book that a dowser wrote. He didn't mean to write a book, but they're called Letters to Robin, and a woman named Robin and he started corresponding. And this guy helped. It's a really good book if you want a total book on just how to douse and nothing else. And Danny's in the house. Yay! And Danny, we're talking about today's the first of 7 days. Today, your crystal you should be working with is smoky quartz, because my smoky quartz has the light and the dark, and we're going from the dark into the light. We're going to where the light is going to continue to grow. And actually, any dark black crystal, this is shungite. And these all will help you get grounded on this first day. It is clearing out the garden. Find one thing in your house or one thing around you, whether it's, now some of you aren't going to go out and do gardening because it's still too cold. But one thing in your house, like I said, I got rid of the wall of boxes my children built on my couch and cleared it out. And I just feel so much lighter for having taken care of it. And so anyway, I'm glad all of you showed up. These are going to be really informal. I do have structured stuff I'm saying about it. Like I said to those who are, and Catherine, if you'll send me a thing through Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, I can attach this document and get it back to you. And I will. Good. Catherine's getting ready to clean her own office in preparation for a class. It's that time. Get it straight and set your intentions tomorrow. If you want to think about something first, think about seeds of intention. And the 2 stones we'll be working with are green adventuring, not green adventurings. There's all kinds of adventurings. We're talking about green adventuring. And I'm going to hopefully find my rune stones, and we'll be rolling those out for you. And I'll see you probably 2 o'clock tomorrow. And thank you all for coming. I enjoyed it. And bye.